to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today is School Board Chair Rodney Jordan. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thanks for having me again.
I'm glad to have you on the show as often as possible, but this time we're going to be talking about some of our advisory committees and task force, and you're going to shed a little bit of light about that for us on today. Is that all right?
I'm going to do the best I can.
Thank you, thank you. So tell us about the advisory committees that we currently are advertising for.
Well, let me just start by saying that the core of our work around advisory committees and task forces and other opportunities that we have out there is really to follow through on the things that we say are important, and that is engaging parents, engaging the community, bringing expertise of those who are out there in the community or with our parents, and really helping to set policy in some instances, trying to make sure that we are implementing some of our efforts in the district in a way that makes sense. So part of our advisory committees are dictated by state code. Others we may create locally. So we have a Career and Technical Education Advisory Committee. There's our Gifted Education Advisory Committee, Special Education Advisory Committee, and School Health Committee. And all of those are dictated, or at least are created as a result of state code.
Oh, state code dictates that. Okay.
Yes.
Why do you think it's important to have those type of committees here?
Well, I think that's really an opportunity for parents to get their input into the work, for us as policymakers, or in the case of the administration, to receive feedback and input on how we're doing. I mean, there's one thing for us to establish policies and programs. It's another thing to have parents and teachers and others who are involved with it every day and to give us positive feedback so we can make any course corrections that make sense. And it also gives the administration an opportunity to explain to a particular group of stakeholders who have interest in an area the initiatives that the district is undertaking.
So if someone watching the show wants to participate on one of our advisory committees, right now we have some openings currently in the application process. What is that? So
right now they can go online. There's a survey that they can complete, or application, that allows them to give a little bit about who they are, their background, and their interests. Of course, you can always still do it by hand. They can send the email to the school board clerk. But really what we wanted to make sure we were doing is making as widely available as possible the fact that we do have these advisory committees. And sometimes, like in any organization, like in civic leagues or PTAs and other organizations, you can have individuals who may get involved and then they will stay involved, which is a good thing. But we also want to make sure that we are making new parents aware and new stakeholders aware that these opportunities exist and encourage them to participate.
What's some of the selection criteria for some of these?
Well, it really just depends. Some of them are dictated by the particular advisory committee, but generally speaking, you know, we would like to have as many Norfolk residents involved as possible, but we don't limit it to Norfolk residents. It just depends upon the situation. With the Career and Technical Education Advisory Committee, we would love to have as many industry partners, you know, as we look at trying to make sure that our children are graduating with the types of certifications that we want them to have and with the type of skills that we want them to have. We want to make sure that those industry partners who are likely to hire our students will be involved. Obviously, with the Gifted Education Advisory Committee, we would like to have parents and stakeholders who have children in the gifted program or who aspire to have their children in the gifted program. Likewise with special education and also with the Student Health Advisory Committee. So there are some specialties there that we look for, but it's also wide open to interests that individuals may have.
And is there a particular term limit for these appointments for?
Well, so we've tried to restructure our entire process. We have looked at the number of terms that a person can continue on the advisory committees. So we do have those term limits. As part of the advisory committees, there's an opportunity for the committees to write bylaws as well underneath our framework. So there are some things that, again, are structured because we want to make sure that we have consistency across the board. But we also want to make sure that there's some flexibility so that as the groups come together, they feel that they can advise us on what's necessary in order to be effective. So again, that's one of the big opportunities. If you get involved in the advisory committee, we set policy, we have regulations, but unless they are dictated by state law, we can make shifts and modifications based upon what works.
How large can each advisory committee be?
Well,
how many members?
They vary in sizes. For example, the state code dictates with the Student Health Committee how large it could be. We want to try to have our advisory committees manageable. So usually they may fall in the range of 15 to 20, but it really just depends. Again, if the state code says it can be no more than, then it can be no more than. But outside of that, we do have some flexibility at the local level.
So when is the deadline for people to apply for these advisory committees, do you think?
Well, I think I'll let you tell me, because we just modified our, originally we had set a framework between February and April.
Okay.
And then we just made an adjustment. So in April, by April, I believe April 1st, we would like to have all the applications in, because that'll give the administration time to review the applications, make recommendations to the board. Then the board will approve those recommendations in April. And we have it in this spring time frame, so then that would give all the advisory committees time from the moment that individuals are appointed through the summer to do whatever things they feel are necessary, have strategic planning sessions, so that as the school year kicks off, we can be up and running with renewed and refreshed advisory committees.
That's a quick turnaround to have these advisory committees up and running by April, or selected by April?
Well, they exist. So all these committees already exist. What we're doing right now is giving an opportunity to fill vacant positions. So there are individuals that are currently serving on the committees, and so what will happen is, just like we do as a school board, if you have any type of turnover, then it gives an opportunity to integrate new members into the committee, give the new members time to understand even better the work of the committee, when the committees meet, what work has been going on thus far. And so as we move into the school year, we can have all those things worked out, so we can really focus on the interests of children moving forward.
So the deadline is April 1st. If anyone's interested, to go to the school board website, pull out an application, and then apply and see what happens.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that folks who participate in these advisory committees get kind of a bird's eye view of what they could possibly do as being the members of the school board? Yes,
absolutely. I've served on many committees in my tenure, and it has given me an opportunity to really have a better insight into the inner workings of the district. It's allowed me to form relationships with individuals, build bonds. So I would encourage anyone who really has interest in really making sure that our district continues to soar to take advantage of these opportunities, because this gives you a chance to really impact the work of the division and the policies that the board may consider.
Great. Thank you for coming on the show to talk about our advisory committees today.
Anytime it's about community engagement, I'll be here.
I appreciate you. And we want you to stay tuned for more NPS Now.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Today we have Claudell Clark, head baseball coach at Norfolk State University. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good to be here.
Coach, we got you here to talk about a big event that we have coming up with Norfolk State University, the Tides, and the Norfolk Public Schools. So let's get right into that event and talk about the event, when it is, what it costs, everything that we need to know about it.
Well, we've been fortunate enough to take on the Tides, or the Norfolk Tides, in the exhibition again this year. It'll be on April the 5th at 5:45 p.m. And as you know, it'll involve a lot of the kids in the city of Norfolk and then the public school system. We're looking forward to that. It'll take place at 5:45, like we said. It'll be a 7-inning game versus the Tides organization. It'll be a tremendous opportunity for our student athletes to participate against a pro baseball team.
Okay. So how can our students, and I know we've sent some information out, but tell us how our students can get involved in this, and what the cost is to the student.
Well, we've shared some information, and each one of the building supervisors or contact folks have the information. It's $2 per ticket for all Norfolk Elementary School kids, and $5 food voucher so they can eat while they're there at the park. And looking for another great turnout this year. They can contact us at our business office, obviously your office, to get more information on that. And we'll be visiting schools also, reading and talking about the importance of literacy in the schools, and they can certainly get information that way.
Okay. So we did this 2 years ago in 2014. Is there any differences this year? I know in 14 we had Major League Baseball was a big influence on that game, but any difference this year?
Well, you probably won't have that presence again this year, but we're just trying to push to get a greater presence in elementary school kids to be there. I think last time we had 1,800 kids. Maybe we can kind of best that number. And again, just to show them that baseball is alive and well in Norfolk. It's played well at Norfolk State. And like I said, we want to partner with those kids and be good examples to them, partly by way of having them at the park on April the 5th.
Okay. So planning this event is it's not a one-day thing.
Right.
There's some planning that goes into this, and we've had we've been very fortunate to have a partnership with Old Dominion on our Education Day, and this is our partnership with Norfolk State for this Education Day. So tell us a little bit, or walk us through about some of the planning that goes through this for this event.
You're trying to reach out to as many youth organizations in the city. Obviously, Norfolk Public Schools has been a tremendous partner. We've always been in the schools partnering there. The whole athletic department has. And baseball has really taken good strides lately to provide services to promote literacy in the schools. So it kind of wraps in together. We're promoting academic success, promoting athletics in the schools. And by way of our visits, awareness about our program and about the game has risen to the point where now we have this large partnership as well.
Okay.
So we're looking for a good number of schools and a good number of elementary school kids to participate, and again to bring that partnership together on that day, April the 5th.
All right. So how can a child benefit, one, by attending the game, and then two, again, having just some contact with you, your staff, your players coming into the school?
Well, we hope to serve as great role models. If we're in the school, we're reading, we're trying to show them that we care about academic success. Hopefully that would spur them and motivate them to do well. And us telling them that they need to stay in school and to do well and to behave well and to learn how to read the best they possibly can at the game or on the field. We want to let them know that baseball is a viable option for them. Obviously, football and basketball is big, but baseball is also big in the city of Norfolk. Some tremendous players have come out of the middle schools and high schools, and we want them to continue to achieve, to try to be like that, and to even possibly play at Norfolk State one day.
Okay.
But to let them know that baseball on the college level, on the pro level, on the high school level, and in their futures is definitely a viable option.
All right, that's a good question. So how can we help, or how can you help Norfolk baseball grow? I know we've done some things in the past, and we're doing it again this year, where our middle school teams are playing at your facility, at Marty L. Miller Field, and that's a great facility. It's a great opportunity and everybody enjoys being out there. But how can you and your staff help baseball grow in the city?
Well, we can continue to be out and doing camps and clinics like we have been, and we can continue to be visible. We can continue to, allow as many middle school, elementary, high school kids to observe our contest and to let them see how it is that we do things. Obviously, the hosting of the middle school games is good. It gives them a feel of a college campus and lets them know that, hey, look, this is a field I can play on. These are parameters and distances I can handle. And again, just gives them great motivation that they may want to come back or play on that college level elsewhere.
Okay.
And then also, again, anytime we can be out recruiting student athletes at the high school level, of course, and just make our presence felt. Just lets them know, again, that this is an option for them right here in the city of Norfolk, and that they should continue to pursue the sport of baseball right here.
Okay. All right, getting back to the event, again, we said we did this in 2014. Okay. What kind of attendance what did you have at that game that year?
I believe it was a little over 7,000 total.
Okay.
And as we said before, about 1,800 public school or elementary school kids participated. So it was a very good partnership, and we hope to grow on that number this year with a little bit more awareness in the schools.
Okay. Now, and how have the Tides assisted in promoting this?
all their social media outlets or social media handles. They've had things in the newspaper, so have we. And they also go visit different places in the community, and their players are out there. Right now, just their administrators, the players have not reported, but they do a very good job of getting out in the community and letting folks know about their community outreach and their upcoming games. So they've done a good job to help us kick off the season, and it's really their unofficial kickoff, because that's the first chance the public can see the Tides in action.
All right. So I know your players enjoy getting on that stage at Harbor Park, playing against the Tides. But what kind of have your players have they responded by interacting with the students that are at the game?
Well, like I said, they thought they were celebrities for a night.
That's
great. And they were happy to mix in with AAA ball players, many of which who had Major League service time. And they felt like they were good examples, good role models, and people to look up to for younger athletes, students on campus, elementary school kids. And some of them have performed just as well as the Tides. From some velocity, some guys have gotten some good hits. So they really feel like it's a chance that they can shine as student athletes and shine as role models and shine as people in the community who can be examples for kids of all ages.
Okay. All right, Coach, a lot of good information, but we're going to let you give us one more time.
Okay.
Tell us when this game is, how much it costs, everything.
April the 5th, Norfolk State baseball versus the Norfolk Tides exhibition. I believe this is our 6th year, average of about 7,000 or 8,000 in attendance, so we're very happy about that. We've done a pretty good job of marketing the event. 5:45 first pitch, $7 for adults, $5 for groups of 20 or more, and very special offer by way of our partnership for the Norfolk Elementary School kids, $2 per ticket, and a $5 food voucher for those who sign up in advance. So we're looking for a great turnout.
All right, so we hope all of our elementary schools participate at some level. And again, we thank Norfolk State for the great partnership that we continue to have, because we're going to be doing many other things, not just baseball, but there are other things that we're involved with the school over there. So, Coach, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir.
And we look forward to seeing you out there.
All right, blessed to be here.
More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With us now is Valencia Stewart. She is a Title I Parent Involvement Specialist here in Norfolk Public Schools. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you.
And welcome to Norfolk Public Schools.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We're glad to have you here with us, working in this capacity.
Thank you.
Well, you have a fun event coming up for parents and students called Families to Camp. What is that, and how are students eligible to attend?
Well, awesome. Thank you again. Families to Camp is a wonderful family engagement activity in which families are invited out to go to Camp Young to receive learning instructional strategies and also different tips to help their students reinforce learning at home. So it's a great partnership with the schools and with the families to help increase learning at home. And this year we're going to target pre-K through 5th grade families.
That's awesome. So
Yes.
what type of activities can our parents look forward to participating in?
Well, it's going to be reading strategies, math strategies, also integrated with social studies. So that way families will actually get insight as to what their child is learning in the school, and then also they can take those same strategies and tidbits and then go back into the home setting to reinforce those strategies to ultimately boost student achievement.
So how are those activities going to help the parents and the students when they're at home?
Well, it's great. It's just like, with those strategies, they actually get some insight of what the students is learning in the classroom. So that way, with the strategies they learn in the classroom, they can take those simple concepts and then go into the home setting. Something as simple as going to the, say if you're in the your kitchen, something that's like kitchen math, taking those same strategies, as far as cooking, like measuring things of that nature, and they can take those same strategies, they can interact with their child, and then ultimately you're boosting student achievement and you're having fun and learning in the home, and then ultimately going back to the school setting.
Wow, it would be interesting if it had like a grocery store type of setting.
Yes.
That would be neat to get parents involved, because children go with their parents to the grocery store and they
Exactly.
ask questions, and that would be another way to engage them. But how do you feel that Camp Young environment is going to impact the parents and the students?
Camp Young is awesome. I love going to Camp Young. Since being here, I've had the opportunity to go past Camp Young, but it's a nature-like atmosphere. And so families are truly engaged because it's such a warm and welcoming environment that learning just becomes life. It becomes life to them. So it does foster that, student achievement and that partnership and then that warm environment that families are prone to like it.
So you said grades pre-K through
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade. So how many people are you really expecting at this event?
Last year they had a turnout about 300, so we're expecting at least 300 or more.
300 or more. So how
Yes.
many staff members will it take to help put on this type of event?
We are asking for all hands on deck. Our Title I parent liaisons, they're helping out as well. Our Office of Early Learning Title I, they're helping out. And then also we have the various teachers from various schools helping out.
What did we do last year as opposed to this year? This is going to be a little different, you know?
Well, this year, from I understand last year they had a great turnout as well. Last year I heard they had about 300. So this year we're upping it up, just adding more strategies that ultimately increase more, increasing learning at home, more, make and take it type activities that parents really truly love because they become involved in the whole process. And so when they're involved in the process, it also helps the students see that their parents take a genuine interest into their child's educational growth and process.
What are some of those make or take projects the parents will be working on?
They will be doing reading strategies, even counting strategies, things of that nature, taking simple things for pre-K families, anything around the house. It doesn't have to be expensive, and that's the other part, the beauty of it, is that everything doesn't have to be like costly. It can be very cost effective and taking inexpensive items, and then how you can use those items to increase learning, and that you can also, everything has a learning component to it.
So what's the overall goal to Families to Camp? You want parents and students to work together, but what is the overall goal that you want to do year after year, or you all want to do for this particular camp?
Ultimately, it's really to increase that partnership and increase that reinforcement of learning at home, that, having families come into the schools and have more district-wide events that will increase the whole learning concept at home. And then also for families to come into their own schools and, take that ownership that, hey, we are a partner in the educational process. So that is the ultimate goal, because ultimately that's going to have a turnaround in the schools and boost that student achievement that we're looking for. So
how can these parents apply or register for Families to Camp?
Well, they can go to their Title I elementary school and register with the Title I parent liaison. They'll gladly help out and assist. As a matter of fact, they're very eager about this whole opportunity.
When is the deadline?
It's going to be Thursday, March 24th.
Thursday, March 24th.
Yes.
So it sounds like it's a lot going on. Is there a website that they can go to, or they have to go through their school to register?
Well, the information is on the Norfolk Public School website, but they can definitely go to their school and contact the parent liaison. The flyers went home, and so they have registrations also on the flyer.
So flyers went home already.
Yes,
so they
flyers
should
went
be
home.
aware. So when they're watching this show,
Yes.
they're like, oh, this is a reminder. Let
Yes.
me go to my school and register. Is transportation going to be provided for
Yes,
this event?
bus transportation will be provided from the school site.
Okay, give us the date and time again.
It's going to be March 24th. Deadline is March 24th. The event is going to be Saturday, April 9th, from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at Camp Young.
That's a lot. I'm looking forward to being out there and seeing how to help my child who is still in school. And I'm sure you guys want to do this. So just real quick, you have parent liaisons in all of the Title I schools?
Yes.
Wow, so that's a busy job there.
Yes, it is. But it's a fulfilling job, though. It's very rewarding, though.
How do you interact with the parents there in the schools?
Well, it's more so doing training for the parent liaisons and how they can assist the families. Just more so, at this point, it's more so increasing like partnership, because I think that's where we're going to get the best bang for our buck. Because when parents are included and they feel they're part of the partnership, that's where we're going to see the growth and the turnaround for the schools.
That's great. So let's recap one more time for parents at home who want to come to this event. Tell us when it is, how they can register, and the times again.
Okay. Families to Camp will be held on Saturday, April 9th from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at Camp Young. Families can register at their child's Title I elementary school, and the deadline is going to be March 24th. And bus transportation will be provided from the school site, and we will send reminders home, but we welcome everyone to come.
That is awesome. Thank you, Valencia Stewart, for coming on the show, and welcome to Norfolk Public Schools.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great to have you. And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or information you'd like to share, email us at nps_news@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.